Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Hello and welcome as the XSLR Championship returns for round 13 and we enter the next section of the championship. Dirt Ovals here from Limaland. Originally opened in 1935, Limaland Motorsport Park, to give it by its full name, was one of the first dirt tracks scanned by iRacing, and it's one of Ohio's favourite dirt tracks, known to the locals as the Northwest Ohio's quarter mile of thunder. I'm Tim Cox. We've got Jonathan Brabowski in the production booth, but right now I'm joined by the marvellous Adam Thompson. Adam, this track is owned and operated by the University of Northern Ohio, which, let's use an acronym, is with Dirt Ovals, I think we're in for some absolutely epic action on track.
Oh, already starting with the puns, Tim. We're not even a minute we're not even a minute into the broadcast yet. But yes, it is owned by the University of Northern Ohio. And to be honest, I wasn't a big dirt racer until I got into iRacing, and I always saw that on the flag stand when I was driving this track. And I was like, what is UNO? Is it like a company? No, it's University of Northern Ohio. But with that being said, you know, and everybody else should know, that this race is going to be, I don't want to say it. I don't want to jinx it. It might be the best race we've ever seen in XSLR, but if you have driven these cars in iRacing, you will understand that these things are, for me, the hardest car I've ever had to drive. So it's going to be super interesting to see how these guys are going to be able to cope with. I mean, these are little 4-cylinder engines, but as we're watching Tyler right now, you're going to see just how twitchy these cars are. And it's just so hard. There it goes, unless he was done with this qualifying, which he may have been. But yeah, you're going to see that a lot. People not being able to get through the corner. The track is constantly. There's Eric Whitner doing the same thing, and you can see him doing wheelies as well. These things are just, again, the most difficult car to drive that I've driven so far. But as the track changes, everything changes with these dirt cars, or with these midgets. And I've noticed they go almost the exact opposite way as you would expect a winged sprint car to go. The slicker the track gets, as you're going to see those shiny lines start to form as the race goes on, the easier it is to drive these.
That short wheelbase, that's an incredibly short wheelbase, plays a large part to instability, the ability to wheelie these cars. I mean, you're going to see them up on 3 wheels, possibly even 2 mid-corner. I tell you what, it's going to be an absolute spectacle. And for one, cannot wait to get this section of the championship up and underway. As mentioned, qualifying that is well underway at the moment. Trey Glass, he is leading the way with a 13.3 second lap. Well, it's so tight. Our top 5 covered by a 10th of a second. In terms of the format tonight, we've got 2 8-lap heat races before we head across to a B final where some of the drivers can qualify for the grand final, which is going to be a full 30-lap shootout. If there's big incidents, we might even see the safety cars be called, or well, the safety truck or the pace truck you might want to call it, here on the dirt ovals. Oh wow, I think it's going to be really interesting, this one.
It is. So I'll go through here real quick, and I'll go what I was about to say. We got Trey Gar starting in first for Heat 1 with Jimmy Howard in second, Paul Mikolajczyk third, Brendan Horn fourth, Jerry DiPiero in fifth, Jake Ham in sixth, Eric Whitner in seventh, 8th is Chet Duranic, and 9th is Jaden Darling. I do want to mention that Mike Swarm has a quali ban for the race tonight, so that means he's going to start from the back in his respective heat. But other than that, everyone else is going to be starting where they're supposed to. But yeah, so I did want to mention that these times that I'm watching run, about 13.3 for the leader, Trey Garst, in qualifying. When we were running practices this week, we were all getting down like low 13s, high 12s. So I wonder if it's a track state thing. Maybe, weather gets generated, so that could be an issue. But I also want to mention, I'm not trying to make iRacing sound bad here, but if we see one car go sideways and is, kind of off the track but still sideways, as if the leader comes around and catches them, before they're able to escape out of their car, it will bring a caution out. So a lot of times these cautions aren't big crashes like you would think.
Going to be interesting to see. We're just waiting on Jake Ham to take to the grid before we head out for the first heat of the evening. There is Trey Gar, still current pole sitter. And can he make it a win here in his heat to get straight into that final? Well, it's going to be lots of drivers battling it out. You bet your bottom dollar it's going to be one interesting. Lots of people fighting for position. Mistakes will be made, and these could well cost the drivers dearly. A lot of places, especially in these early laps, just short races, it's going to really count for all and everything. Now, just while we're waiting for them to head off on the pace car, we've got sponsors for this league as always. So Dangerous, we'll mention them as the first of our sponsors. They're a top 3D virtualization firm specializing in high quality 3D product CAD, package rendering services and photorealistic product visuals. They specialize in automated subjects and have extensive industrial and consumer product design experience, and helping visualize, promote and communicate your design by finding more about them by heading across to dangerous.net. That's dangerous with R-U-S-S at the end, .net.
Tim, I want to cut you off real quick here. Watch these starts as well. These drivers are supposed to be going on green, so we're going to see if that actually happens, because this also causes a pileup. You're going to see this pace truck kind of speed off, and if these drivers try to speed up too early and then back off of the 35 mile an hour, it causes a Constantine effect behind them, but it looks like everybody got through there okay.
So there we go, as we are green here from Limaland, and we are away at the XSLR Championship for the first race of the day. And well, guys, getting straight into action with him practically a wheelie off the start line, and he's already off clear with Howard following through. Mikolajczyk, a great start from him into third place. Whitner, he's already up 2 places into 5th. As they all come around, 7 to go. We said it would happen thick and fast with just a 13-second lap here as they drift around. It is really nip and tuck here, Adam.
Yeah, so the issue that you're going to see until this track starts to wear, and we're really not going to see a bunch of track wear until we maybe get into heat 2. As the 4-car of Whitner gets really close to Horn, but they're able to keep it together. As the track starts to wear, that's when passing opportunities are going to become more prevalent. When this is such a slick line, it's a lot harder for these guys to make moves unless you throw slide jobs, which I think even you guys over there in the UK who aren't used to oval racing know what a slide job is. I will explain it to the viewers. It's basically when the car behind just sends it, tries to go straight through the corner on the inside and slide up in front of the car they're trying to pass. But those get a lot easier as well when the track starts to wear out.
Tell you what, from this initial pace, Trey Gast has got to be one of your favourites from today. He'll be pulling out nearly a second lead. We've only got 2 laps left to go here in Heat 1. But I tell you what, Eric Winder, he is really trying to throw some shapes and get a move done as they're coming around the back markers. Can he get it done? We're on to the final lap here. The white flag flies. Who's going to come out on top? They've been into the traffic. Winder's surely going to do it. There's been a contact there in the background. There is. Carson's spinning everywhere. Gas is going to take it. DiPiero is on his roof. It's all happening, Adam.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I figured might happen. But to be honest, I was impressed that we got through almost all 8 laps. So good job on the drivers to be able to do that one. And we've got another heat coming up here, Heat 2. And we got the results with Garston first. And you did mention that he was going to be a favorite. He is. I think he may be the quickest dirt racer we have in this league. So that would be Trey Garston first place, with Jimmy Howard in second, who has made great gains in this car, and I expect him to be up there in the front for the feature. Paul Mikolajczyk in third, also very quick. Brendan Horn in fourth. He's a bit of a surprise in the dirt ovals. Wasn't very confident in this car. Jerry DiPiero in fifth, even though he was on his lid. Jake Ham in sixth, Eric Wickner seventh, Chet Duranic eighth, and Jaden Darling in ninth.
So, bit of a disappointment for Whitner there, but this is how your grid forms up for Heat 2. Clock on pole with Coates joining him on the front row. Cameron Peterson, interestingly, down in third. Not even the best at qualifying, showing that joins in for company on the second row. They got Ross and Irwin on the third row with Benavides and Sorum rounding out your grid for Heat 2. Wow, we've just seen how thick and fast the racing comes, and it's going to be no different in Heat 2. 8 laps of fun, action, thrills, and excitement. We mentioned to another of our sponsors, Nexus Fab. Nexus Fabrication specialises in metal fabrication and manufacturing for commercial, residential, and custom projects, as well as signage, furniture, and metal repair work. You find more about them by heading across to nexusfab.com.
Keep an eye on Mike Sorum in the back. He had a quali ban, but he's going to be quick. So watch him. The pink car there in the back. Expect him to make some moves up here through the field. But looks like we're going green. There we go.
He strikes in. Well, we are away here in Heat 2 at Limaland. And wow, just a favouring the high line there. Clog. No, sorry, it was Tyler Coates. Apologies, just on the high line as you see Clog there into the lead, getting the power down earlier, but he's been chased down hard by Tyler Coates. Cam Peterson's not letting him get away though. He, the Canadian, currently in third, trying to make progress and trying to pick out that slide job as well already. You mentioned about it, didn't you, Adam? And trying to put that into effect here. Our drivers, Peterson can't quite find the grip to get past Coates, who's currently in second place. But our top four, they're really starting to break away now.
Yeah, so these guys... Oh, no! His claw gets sideways, and that's going to take Peterson out as well. There's the mention of the car just likes to snap on you if you're not careful, and that gives Tyler Coates the lead. And I hate to say it, but Tyler Coates and Robert Schwenkler, I've seen them in practice all week, and Tyler may be one of the quickest guys we see tonight, so it's going to be a task for Rob to try to get by him.
I tell you what, Ross and Schenkler really making hay while the sun was shining there, sneaking through. They're up into second and third right now. Peterson still holding on to that position, it's not that top four. He's just going to get past Ross, I think. But let's take a look at this replay and exactly how it all unfolded with them coming together.
Yeah, so you're going to see Quan just lets off the throttle on corner entry, and the car just gets sideways on him, and you cannot recollect it in time.
Oh, you got to feel for Mike Sorum there, just getting a bit sideways, trying to avoid the action as Stenkler just showing how easy it is to wheelie these cars if you get a bit too excitable on the accelerator. As we see Sorum here going for the high side and really battling out with the 48 there. Cam Peterson, who's
oh my goodness. So what what I would expect here in the feature race, Tim, as well. We see people kind of getting sideways across the line. We have found out that you can spin these cars like a top if you get it right. So I'd be ready for that here. Post-race celebration should be interesting. But these are the results for Heat 2. Tyler Coates got a little lucky there with Josh Clogg, got sideways, able to get through there with Robert Schwenkler in second, Bobby Ross third, Kevin Irwin in fourth, Mike Sorum fifth, Cam Peterson sixth, Clogg seventh, and Scott Benavides eighth. And now we are getting into the consolation.
Do you know what? I think that's the lowest we've ever seen Cam Peterson finish. Interesting one there. So let's for your consolation final, DiPiero, he's starting on pole with Mike Sorum on the front row with him. Jake Ham and Cam Peterson are on the second row with Eric Whitner and Josh Clogg behind them. Chet Duranic and Scott Benavides for company on the fourth row, and the last complete row with Jaden Darling rounding out your field here at Limaland. Wow. Well, I think there's hardly any time to breathe, isn't there, really? You know, between these races. Well, just even when the race is going on, it's over in the blink of an eye. Just these such short laps here.
It absolutely is, and I will, hopefully I don't have to, we don't have to do this, but you may understand why when we get into the consolation with 15 drivers out on track. Caution laps do not count, so we'll kind of see how everybody's able to do when there's more cars out on track. But as of right now, everybody is doing very, very well. I am extremely impressed so far.
So, well, we're just behind the safety car. Mentioned to another of our sponsors for this series, Shears Salon, located in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Shears Salon. Trust your peers and come to Shears. You can find out more about them by heading to Facebook and searching for Samantha at Shears Salon. See Mike Sorum there on the front row, running the Shears Salon liveried car.
Get ready for a wheelie here. Track is starting to wear out. We did see a wheelie from Jerry DiPiero off the line.
Well, I tell you what, it's really congested in that midfield. We've got two wide, nearly a three wide. There's contact on the 13.
Oh no, that's Clogg again. Unfortunately, looks like he's able to get it going. As long as he can keep it off the wall, he's still got a chance.
Has indeed, and this, I'll tell you what, not many places to get yourself into the final. I mean, literally the last two will drop out here, and that'll be the race over for them. At the moment, that's looking like Duranic and Clogg. Trouble with Mike Sorum right now, currently in third place. It's up to DiPiero and Peterson just getting away a little bit, and Cam Peterson trying to find some grip and just trying to get that bit of momentum going in to the final. And wow, he's going for it for the lead. We're going to see that slide up. He's favouring the low line, but DiPiero finding that low line. Wow.
Let's see if Jerry can slide him back. He cannot. He's not able to get the run, and Cam's going to hold that position.
Wow, a great move by the Canadian, but I tell you what, Jerry DiPiero is not letting him get away with that one at all. Trying to find that pace on the higher line there by trying to get the most acceleration off the corner. There's Sorum here in a right battle with the number 4 of Whitner. However, Jake Ham, he sucks up right behind them. He wants a piece of this action.
Clogg has gotten around Duranic for 9th place. He's got one more position to make up to make it into the feature.
Oh no!
It looks like that was Duranic that came off the wall and hit Clogg. If he can get going, he still has a chance here. No, that was Benavides that came off the wall and got collected Clogg. And there's another one spinning there.
Oh no! That's collected one of that's collected Jerry DiPiero, I think. Yeah, it has.
Oh my goodness. No, that looks like Josh Clogg and Jerry DiPiero hits him as Clogg is upside down. Oh my goodness, that may be the end for Clogg, unfortunately.
There we go. That is racing done pretty much here. Peterson's going to take the win over. Wow, Whitner, where did he come from? Got lucky in all these incidents to come home second. Jerry DiPiero certainly for third place in the end. I mean, that's got to be a great result for him considering everything that was happening around him. But Josh Clogg is gone.
That is extremely unfortunate for Josh. I don't think any of those incidents were really his fault. He just got caught up in a lot of things happening.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to see wrong place, wrong time, especially in this feature. But go ahead with the results, Tim.
There we go. Cam Peterson taking the victory in a consolation final with Whitner in second, DiPiero third, Ham, Thorum, Darling, and Durenik. Running out your field, and those drivers qualifying for the final clock. He is eliminated. Likewise is Scott Benavides. And now we head to the final Gast. He will start on pole with Tyler Coates on the front row. Howard and Schrenkler on the second row with Mikolajczyk and Ross making up your third row. Huron and Erwin are on the fourth row with Cam Peterson. Quite possibly the lowest place he started a race in all seasons. And he's got Eric Whitner for company on the fifth row. Then it's Jerry DiPiero and Jake Ham making up your sixth row with Mike Sorum and Jaden Darling. Chet Durenik rounding out your 15-car grid here for the final. Wow, it's
that is extremely unfortunate there for Josh Clogg, but you know it's the nature of dirt racing here. And if this goes green the whole way, I do not expect anybody to catch Trey Garst. He's the one that taught me how to drive this car. He is extremely quick in these cars, and if he puts on a master class when it comes to the dirt midget. So going to be interesting to see. He's actually a very good dirt racer all around. So hopefully Tyler Coates is not slow either. And again, track evolution, it's fresh again. It's resets for the feature, but by the time we get to 30 laps with 15 drivers, anything could happen.
Anything will happen, and Garst will be hoping for certainly not a ghastly race. As look, tell you what, he's really forcing Coates up onto the high line. Cowart opting for a much lower one as we go green here for the final time at Limaland. And Garst getting a great start. Coates, look, he's fighting through. Howard not getting, sorry, Coates looking the best of exit. Howard getting through. We've got contact already. A spinner in the background there. I didn't quite catch. That's Cam Peterson.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, our championship leader.
He looks like he keeps it off the wall and everything. I don't know if he spun and made contact. We're going to see the replay here. It's like contact with the 33 of Bobby Ross. He just could not check up in time and then got hit by, who was that? The number 82?
I think it might be the 85 of Jay Cam, potentially, as we've got our first caution. Wow.
Yeah, he did make contact with the wall. We'll see how much damage he has. These cars don't have fenders and stuff, so it is really hard to tell if these guys do get contact because it will all be in the suspension. Man, he just went for a ride, didn't he? Could you imagine in real life, Tim, being in one of these cars and just bouncing around with that little roll cage protecting you?
I think I'd rather not. I think it could be like a near-death experience. I think, you know, one step away from it. The only closest car that you've got in the road would be the, you know, road-going car would be an aerial atom, which is basically made up of scaffolding. But let's get ready. We go green once again here at Limaland, and Garst putting pedal to the metal, pulling away from Howard, who's battling hard with the 407, and Tyler Coates again behind him.
Tyler's going to try to throw a slider, but he is just not quite close enough to make that work, and he's going to lose time on Howard. Give Howard the line through there. He almost opens himself up to Schwenkler. Keep an eye back there on Paul Mikolajczyk, though. He's not done, and he will be there. Schwenkler goes high.
Oh, he's just about collected it. Is he going to collect anyone on? There's someone off into the wall in behind it. Schwenkler. He's gone.
Oh, my goodness. Was that Tyler Coates that got a little bit high and came back down into Robert? Have to take a gander at that one. I told Jonathan before we went live that he was going to be busy tonight.
He is indeed, and well, nearly as busy as the pace truck driver who's once again after going green, and wow, the perennial cautions breed cautions. Let's take a look at the replay, see what happened to Schwenkler. So there he is. Middle of your shot in the 235 machine. Oh.
Yes. Wow. Oh my goodness, how did he not collect anybody as he comes back across the track? My goodness.
Wow. I think the drivers who are coming through need to, after this race, have a little trip down to a local shop and buy a ticket for the lottery, I think, because that was, oh, hello, a little bit of contact between Howard and Garst, banging elbows behind the safety car.
I don't think he was very happy with the way Garst pushed him up to the wall on that last restart. Garst gets a good one there. Doesn't look like he jumped it, and Howard's on his tail. That was very close. keep an eye again on Paul Mikolajczyk. I don't think that's over yet. It looks like Coates is going to try to slide him. Mikolajczyk's going to try to make the move around the outside. Get ready for a slide job here by Coates. Doesn't even look like he's going to have to do it. Just,
Look at Whitner, completely and utterly cashing Mikolajczyk, napping there and slotting in right between himself and Tyler Coates ahead. A great move by the number 4.
And Eric is coming now. Look at how much lower he's running these lines and these top, well, not the top guy, but with Howitt and Coates. Whitner's just able to run that low line, but you got the 42 car down there. That's going to be Chet Duranic. Guy gets in the way of Whitner, maybe slows him up just a little bit, but it looks like he's still there, and this is going to be impressive. I know Howitt and Coates have both put in a bunch of practice and work to get quick at these cars, but I think Whitner may have the faster car of this race so far.
I think it's looking that way. So I'm on with Whitner right now, currently in the 4th. Just coming up behind a bit of lap traffic here at Limaland. 21 to go. As he gets up close and closer with the 47 the coast, there's a back marker. There's Darling.
Oh no!
Oh no, a big pileup. 3 cars, 2, 3, 4 involved, possibly even. We're going to have a 5 involved. That was number 5, ironically, on. No, it was Whitner onto his roof. Whitner's gone.
I believe Jimmy Howitt, don't quite know what happened. He went a little high. Tyler tried to get down low, and Jimmy just kind of cut back down below the track just enough to make contact with Tyler and start all of this madness, and we're about to see it. He did. Jimmy just goes high to low and cuts right across Tyler's nose, and there is the rest. And that is a lot of cars that were very quick. Brendan Horn, Mikolajczyk involved, Whitner involved, and Coates.
Wow. It all happened within a blink of an eye. And as you said, nowhere to go. They were impossible for them to check up because so much momentum coming around the car and coming around the corner, apologies, and really catching them out as line up once again behind the pace truck. Get ready to go racing once more here at Limaland with 20 to go.
Watch these wheelies now as this track starts to wear out. It's going to get grippier, and these guys may do wheelies off the start as Jimmy does do a little bit of one, but he's able to hold on to it. Tyler Coates still down there on the low line because the caution comes out. Caution laps don't count. Able to hold his position and stayed on all 4 tires. We'll just have to see how much damage he has.
Gus getting a really, really good restart once again as it's all happening in the midfield. Saw him being pushed out to that high line, the 7 of Irwin coming down low and finding some grip and finding some pace as you just see in front of him.
Oh, there's contact.
He's gone. He's sent spinning. I think he's going to end up on his roof there, Adam. And there's someone else as well. Oh, 3 cars.
That's Bobby Ross. I did see Bobby Ross's car as well. Who is
Schwenkler, was it? Was it Schwenkler?
No, that is not good. Schwenkler's been involved in 2 incidents now at this point. We're probably going to see a replay here pretty quick. We're only halfway through the race.
Let's take a look how it unfolds. So there's Bobby Ross in that 33. Oh, he had nowhere to go. Collected. Oh, no, and then the follow-up hit. That's what caused it. I mean, 2 of the core site of the action.
Yeah, that is
pretty much everyone got through. It was only the follow-up.
That's unfortunate. I don't know who got loose up in front there. I believe there may have been a bit of contact with Irwin is what started all of that. I just don't think Schwenkler expected them. You're looking at the inside of the corner here, and I just don't think he expected him to be upside down when he was trying to exit that corner, and you cannot stop these cars on a dime.
Certainly can't. Behind our 4th caution as this pace truck pulls in. Let's get ready to go racing once more. Can cars get yet another electric restart? Wow, not leaving anyone hanging around, and he's gone, is gassed as he's leaving Howard and Coates to battle it out for 2nd place. You've got Coates on the inside. I think it is. I think this could, well, potentially be it. I'm just trying to have a bit of a... Oh, no, we've got another caution period come out once again. I'm not sure who's triggered that one. Everyone looks to be relatively safe.
I believe that may be an overlay issue. Hopefully, because I believe this is 30 laps, and I didn't see the flag man waving that white flag. Don't know.
No, we're only on lap 16 according to my records. Out of 30, he's there. You see him waving. Oh, Barney, the flag man, waving the yellow flag profusely. I think it's just clearly the time software, all this excitement and action just can't keep up with it at all, and has had a bit of a moment there. I don't blame it at all. Now, while we're just in this fifth caution period, a bit of a mention to our final sponsor for this series, the Czechoranic Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Colitis Foundation is a non-profit, volunteer-fueled organisation dedicated to finding cures for Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis and improving the quality of life of children and adults affected by these diseases. You can find out more about them by heading across to Crohn's Colitis Foundation.org as the pace truck pulls in and we get ready to go racing once more.
That may have been a jump by Trey Garst. I definitely believe it was. So we'll have to take a look at that maybe a little later. But Garst lets off and Howitt's able to get really close. And Tyler Coates is still there. But look at that peak car, Mike Sorum, as we have another caution.
Perennial cautions, precautions with such tight packs as Gus just casually just drifts it up to the back of the pace truck there, as you do. And let's take a little look at the replay and see exactly what happened. Who was there you go. Mikolajczyk just caught out there. So now, I'll tell you what, this is coming a real war of attrition here at Limaland Motorsport Park.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we got through some pretty good heat racing, but I kind of expected this, and you can see the track starting to wear out. It's getting pretty tough for these drivers to be able to hold on to the cars, and starting to get a little bit desperate. We are on lap 17. We've got about 3 laps to go before we start restarting single file. Single file restarts come at lap 20. And it'll be single file from there on out. So maybe we can get some racing. We'll see what happens on this restart. If Trey, like he's holding on to it this time, he does back Tyler Coates up just a little bit.
Wow.
It's like Tyler's able to get a good jump, though. He's going to be able to slide up in front of Howitt. He got close.
Wow, this, I tell you what, can Howard find the pace in that 37 round? Oh, there's contact in the background. We're going to go caution again. Or are we? The safety truck is not out. No, we've got Peterson, that is him, is right at the back of the field, and not his forte here as we still under green, and on board with Jimmy Howard right now. Garst is just out to our right-hand side. However, it needs to be careful because Tyler Coates is looming, ready to pounce on his prey right behind. And our top three starting to really break away. Saw him just starting to lose touch with them a little bit. As saw him just getting a little bit wider there, a little bit lower. We just have to back up. That's going to allow these top three to pull away even once more. As we see Brennan Huron going for that low line there and getting slide jump.
Oh my goodness! That was great awareness by Jake Ham to be able to see that coming. And it lets off just enough and gets back past Brennan. Wow. That is a slide job if I've ever seen one, but he wasn't able to make it stick on Ham. But here comes the 177, DiPiero down the low side now.
Well, I'm not even sure if Ham knew anything about it. I think it might have been just been a blind luck and fate and suddenly had a car right in front of him. But either way, it worked out perfectly, and we are still green here at Limaland. 24 laps complete out of 30. Time running out. Cars still leading from Howard, Coates, Sorum, Ham, Huron, DiPiero and Peterson, the last of the cars running here. But who is going to come out on top? Not long left at all. 5 laps to go. To still green, and Garst really starting to pull away. 7/10 of a second over Howard.
I think the only thing Garst has to watch out for now is lap traffic, and right now he's getting around him pretty well. With Howitt there in second place, this is going to be a great points haul for him. It is my fault for not getting...
Spinner in the background.
Oh no, who is that going to be?
Was it Cam Peterson potentially? Let's take a little look at... I'm not sure who that was. Bear with me one moment.
Jerry maybe.
I'm sure we'll be able to. There we go. I'm sure we'll be able to find out shortly. I think it must be Jerry Di Piero. I think.
It's unfortunate for Jerry. Looks like he's able to hold his position. I don't know if there was much contact made. He's still up there behind Brennan, who is what he was battling with, the driver he was battling with before the yellow came out. We're about to see what exactly happens. Oh, and again, I explained to Jonathan that this was going to be a busy night for Jonathan, and if we can't find it, we can't find it. But long story short, everybody seems to be in the positions they were in, with Trey Garson first, Jimmy Howitt second, Tyler Coates third, rounding out your top three. Mike Sorum, it's saying, is in fourth, so Mike's been able to make some moves back up to the front of the field with Jake Ham right behind him, Brendan Horan, Jerry DiPiero, and Cam Peterson.
We are go under green conditions once more. 3 laps to go here at Limaland. Can Gus hold on for the final time as we come out of this 7th caution period in the final? Howard, well, it's really about this battle for second place. Coates all over his rear end. Sorum desperately trying to keep a hold of this battle and stay in contact.
Oh,
he could end up on the podium. White flag flies. 1 lap to go. All or nothing. Howard just about holding on to that second place right now, and I think he might just do this here, Adam. And yes, Gus takes the victory. Howard second, Coates, Sorum, Ham, Horan, DiPiero, and Cam Peterson.
Oh, it looks like Horan got around Bobby Ross, but Bobby Ross was a lap car, so that was very impressive. And now the celebrations commence for all the drivers. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. And there is Trey Garst right now, winner, and very impressive by Trey Garst. Commanded this lead, started the race in first, finished in first. I don't know if he ever lost the lead.
No, and he's led every lap as well. Wow, let's just that's a B final there. There we go. Let's take you through your results here from Limaland with some brilliant 360s going on in the background there. Trey Garst, he is your victor here from Limaland in round 13 of the XSLR Championship. You've got Jimmy Howard in second, Tyler Coates rounding out your podium, and the first time that a podium this season has not featured Cameron Peterson. Wow, yeah. We knew it'd be exciting and interesting. This just goes to show, doesn't it? Mike Sorum fourth, Jake Ham fifth, Horan sixth with DiPiero, Cam Peterson, the last cars on the lead lap. Right, take him to 8th place. And we lost 2 laps to go. Ross Irwin and Chet Duranic take him to 11th. Then it was Eric Whitner. Oh, so unlucky for him after a really good showing. And at 12th in the end. Likewise, Mika Lajcik, who lost 9 laps to go in 13th. Jaden Darling in 14th. Schenkler rounding out your field in 15th place.
Oh, well, how was your experience? You said you've never driven these cars before, Tim. How was the experience broadcasting it?
I got one eye on this section. I'm not going to lie, one eye on this section, you know, when I saw the schedule, and I thought this could be really interesting and really exciting, and wow, I think this has just reinforced and proven that point.
Yeah, it definitely has. You know, we did finally see a bit of a shake-up for the top 3. It wasn't the same drivers. Very, very happy that Jimmy Howitt and Tyler Coates, with the amount of time that they put in this week, it finally paid off. So it was great for them to be able to make some moves and stay out of trouble, I think, was the biggest thing for them. Jimmy did get a little bit wide on one of the corners and hit Tyler, but I don't think there was a whole bunch of damage on on Tyler's car, so he was able to continue to go. And yeah, crazy race. Hopefully we're able to get some people in here for some interviews. Looks like we do have nobody yet. There we go. Looks like we've got all 3 of them. So, you know what, Scott? I'll let you take it away with Trey Garst.
There we go. Trey, welcome along. Wow. what a showing from yourself. Was it? I mean, you laid it look incredibly easy. So many restarts in that final as well. I think 7 in total. Nailed it every single time. Was it as easy as you made it look?
Yes and no. Easy for me, not so easy for some other guys. This is what I do. This is all I do is dirt oval. So, whenever we go out on the road, the asphalt ovals and stuff like that, these guys kick my butt. But it's my turn to be up front now.
Wow, it most certainly is indeed, and a real commanding performance from you. You know, Paul led every lap, the victory. Is this a car that you really, really enjoy? Because it really seems to be that way.
Yes, it is. I love the midgets, sprint cars, pretty much anything dirt oval. I love it all.
And next time out, we're heading to Charlotte. How are you feeling about that one?
Charlotte's another one of my better tracks. I really like Charlotte, so I'm looking forward to getting out there and running and hopefully being up front again.
Certainly. Before we let you go, Trey, anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Yeah, I gotta give a huge shout out to ABR Setup Shop for, giving me kind of the guide on how to run these things and what to do. Tub Quality Threads, Trent Pullman Designs, Blind iRacing Supply, CKS Safety, and you guys, Apex Racing TV.
Thank you very much. That's Trey Gast there with your victory. Well, the Grand Chelem, which you get that title from getting pole, leading every lap and winning. And we'll see you next time out at Charlotte, Trey. Thank you very much for joining us. Adam, I think you're standing by with our next interview.
I will be momentarily. I've got Jimmy Howitt here. Finished second place. Jimmy, the practice paid off, finally.
Yeah, it finally did pay off for once.
Yeah, so kind of explain to me some of those starts. I noticed it looked like you got a little bit upset with Trey there. Tried to squeeze you out there on the first restart. Looked like he was giving you room the rest of the time. You and Tyler Coates had a bit of a battle going on the whole race as well. Kind of walk me through the race in general.
Yeah, there was too many starts to count, but there was a few where I was the second car that started, which bothers me a little because I was watching him. But other than that, it was a pretty good race, aside from seeing cars flying around in my mirror in the air. And Tyler, we had a pretty good battle, but practice paid off because we didn't really hit each other except for one time mid-contact.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact between you and Tyler, but I guess that's a good thing with caution laps not counting. Tyler was able to gain his position back, and it doesn't look like he really gained or took on much damage. What are your thoughts on Charlotte next week? Are you excited for that? You think you're going to do just as well? Maybe take a win, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be nice to take a win. It's going to be a fun track. I'm just hoping the outside line's actually more towards the inside this time.
Yeah, I get it. But anyways, before we let you go, Jimmy, anybody you want to thank, anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, just my mom and dad for making a legend, and Team Chillin' and Cope and Seethe. That's all I got to say.
All right, that was Jimmy Howitt there in second place, and it looks like I'll go ahead and drag him in. And Tim, I will let you take Tyler Coates.
Tyler, congratulations. Third place here today at Limaland.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, good race.
It looks really tough out there in the midfield, and wow, I mean, at times, just what was it like being inside the car with so many people around you, so much going on during the race, so many restarts to have to deal with as well. I think 7 full course yellows you had to endure and restart from each time.
Yeah, it was kind of rough out there. All those restarts really mess with your groove. Other than that, it was good though. I had a good time.
That is definitely the main thing. And I mean, from this podium, are you feeling confident of another podium next time out with Charlotte?
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Lovely stuff.
That's what we're going for.
Well, but certainly, maybe even one or two better with a second or a win potentially.
Yeah, there's always a chance.
They certainly is. Before we let you go, Tyler, anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Team TC and all the admins in this league.
No worries, that is Tyler Coates, the driver, rounding out your podium here today at Limaland.
Have a good one, guys.
Man of very few words there, Tim.
Yes, the Kimi Raikkonen almost this season. You know, why use 100 words when you can use 1 or 2? And Tyler Coates there showing that to full effect. I mean, wow.
Why do you think I gave him to you?
That's no problem at all. Well, Adam, what can we say? Absolutely epic 4 races of fun, action, and excitement here today from Ohio.
Yeah, it really was, and I do want to thank the viewers who tuned in and watched 7 cautions and watched definitely some carnage, but we also saw some very good racing, very clean racing, and I think now if you did tune in, you can see the difficulties in these cars and how twitchy they are. You would think you're driving around in circles on the dirt. It wouldn't be that hard, but I promise you it is. But I also promise you that these are one of the most rewarding cars that I think I have driven as well. Once you get it right and it feels good, get yourself into a rhythm. So hopefully these drivers can carry that into next week. And some of the drivers that may have had a few problems have better luck, and maybe they learn some things tonight.
Most certainly, I'm sure it's going to build on their confidence. And coming up on the channel tomorrow evening, Monday at 8 p.m. GMT, it's the hour out Mazda Cup heading to Hockenheim. And then we've got 1 a.m. GMT, the Ritmatech World Challenge round 6 from Watkins Glen. And then coming up on Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. GMT, it's the hour out GT3 Trophy round 2 from Watkins Glen. Everyone seems to be there this week. Be interested to see how those get on. Well, we said before the show, this track is obviously owned by University of Northern Ohio, and I said that it brings the action, and it most certainly did. I've been Tim Cox with Adam Thompson and Jonathan Growsey in the production booth. And you know where to find us, because next time we head out to Charlotte, it's going to be interesting. Make sure you join us then. Thanks so much, and goodbye.